Day one of the New York Giants mandatory minicamp practice is officially in the books. And with that being said, we have some more news, notes, highlights, observations from another day here in New York for Jets practice. Now, before we jump into the video and break down all of the major news, including two guys who actually are not at mandatory minicamp, but also some guys who are looking really good, I need you guys to do me a big favor, and I'm going to give a major shout out to all of the Jets, reporters out there, all of their media team, because they work so hard each and every single day to get these highlights out for us on Twitter. And, with that being said, without them, the videos aren't really possible. So make sure you guys go give them a follow. You're going to see their ads to the top left of your screen. So make sure you guys do that for me really quick, man, because they are truly amazing at what they do. So shout out to them. Now, with that being said, let's kind of dive into the video and talk a little bit about some news from mandatory minicamp. Now, the biggest piece of news is that Aaron Rodgers is not at mandatory minicamp, leaving Tyrod Taylor for all the first team reps. But in terms of Aaron Rodgers, it seems like he has an event that he really did not want to miss. According to Robert Saleh, he did know that he wasn't going to be at mandatory minicamp, but he is still not going to say it's an excused absence. This is unexcused. Most likely Aaron Rodgers will be fined for not being at practice. And these are the days that you kind of need to be there working with everyone else, all the wide receivers and all the running backs, and getting that chemistry, building that rapport. So the fact that Aaron Rodgers is not there isn't concerning, because he will be here for training camp and whatnot, but definitely not great to see him miss a practice or two throughout this week. But Tyrod Taylor, again, gonna have to step up and make some big time build some rapport and chemistry as this week goes on, right? Another guy that's not at practice is Haason Reddick. Now, this one is a little bit concerning, right? We talk about Aaron Rodgers, not concerning. He will be here for training camp, right? He will be here for the start of the season. Haason Reddick, a little bit different. He wants a contract extension. He thinks he deserves to get paid more money, and he wants to be here for a long period of time. And, Haason Reddick is one of those players who is really good off the edge, can really get to the quarterback, can really create pressure. And, the most important thing in football is, one, protecting your quarterback, right? Making sure you have a good O-line. But two, getting to the opposing team's quarterback, right? Because once you can get pressure on the quarterback, you can create one of five things, right? A bad throw, a bad decision, an interception, a forced fumble, a sack, right? You can force so many different things here. And as long as they have that, they could be a really good football team, right? But if Haason Reddick is not here, it kind of makes them a little bit less versatile. But you know what? You still have guys like Jermaine Johnson and Michael Clemens and Will McDonald, right? But obviously having Haason Reddick could change the entire, tempo, the entire aura for this pass rush going into next season. So I think getting him under contract is probably the most important thing from here on out. We'll see what happens over the next few weeks and months as we lead into training camp. But so far, he's not going to be here, right? So let me know what you guys think about that situation. Now, before we deep dive in a couple of other things that we need to talk about, do me a favor, hit the like button just so we can get this video out to more Jets fans around the world. But also subscribe to the channel if you're new. It's free. Doesn't cost anything, guys, and we will be covering the Jets throughout the entirety of this offseason. Now, what that includes, not only the rest of mandatory minicamp for tomorrow and the next couple of practices, but also training camp, preseason, regular season, everything you could think of, we've got you guys covered on the channel. And once the season does kick off, we are actually going to be breaking down some all-22 coaches film, keeping you guys updated with everything during the games as well. Lastly, check out the Twitch. It's Matty Dubs with 3S's. We're going to be live streaming, reacting to some Jets games this season, and breaking down more film over there as well. So join the family on Twitch. And with that being said, let's kind of dive back into the video. So I briefly discussed the fact that one of the most important things in football is keeping your quarterback healthy, especially when you have an older quarterback in Aaron Rodgers, right? We saw that last season. Now, specifically, their main focus this offseason was to build around that, right? They brought in a guy named Morgan Moses, a very good, pass blocking type of guy. He's going to instantly be one of your starters, right? You also bring in a guy in John Simpson, another one of the best pass blockers from last season. I mean, this is a guy who, again, is going to bring day one starting mentality and a brand new left guard to your football team. You also bring in Tyron Smith, and veteran player who not only can be your day one starter, but also an insane mentor for a guy like Olu Fashanu, who they just drafted in the first round as well. So the O-line looks 10 times better, and that is one of the things that has been standing out in practice so far. The pass blocking ability, these guys on the O-line are so much better, miles and miles ahead of where they were last season. I don't know if that's because of, the talent alone or the work that they put in, but these guys have been so good, man. So definitely got to be excited about, that specifically in terms of the Jets, depth at the O-line position and what they've done to protect Aaron Rodgers. Definitely taking a step in the right direction. Now, another thing I'm loving about minicamp so far is the competitiveness of this wide receiver room. Not only do you have Garrett Wilson and Malachi Corley, but you also have guys on the back end really competing, really trying to make their impact on this roster, right? The Jason Brown-Lees, the Xavier Gibsons, right? The Alan Lazards, the Lance McCutcheons, right? I mean, there's so many guys really, Malik Taylor as well. So there's so many guys really making an impact on this football team offensively. Even a Braylon Allen, right? And Isaiah Davis. They are so excited. Tariq Cohen has been getting first team reps as well. So, man, you got to be extremely excited about, where this team is headed, what they're currently doing, and, as they continue to develop, we're going to see more and more and more. So now let's get into some notes from practice. Peasley is a backup quarterback who has gotten, some reps here today, especially with Aaron Rodgers out. He's a guy who is having some good placement, has some incomplete balls here and there, but in terms of, what he's doing on the practice field, he's actually had some really, really nice throws so far. So obviously want to continue to see him do that. We saw sixth round pick from last season. Jarek really step up and have a good practice day, make some good PBUs, some good pass breakups, and overall just stepping up, man. Jarek Bernard, Converse, he's a guy that they like, and we'll see if he can continue, play good coverage going forward. Tyrod Taylor had a lot of big time throws. I got some throws out to the running back, try to get them more involved. There was a really nice throw from Tyrod to Conklin to the sideline. It was probably like 8-yard throw, but definitely a nice throw in tight window. There was a miscommunication between Tyrod and Xavier Gibson down the left sideline when Tyrod went vertical, but Gibson cut it off. The reporters say that it was probably based on the reading coverage and someone made a mistake here or there. I don't know who it was, but we'll see what happens going forward, guys. Today was interesting for the Jets in 7-on-7s. We'll see how these guys continue to develop and, get better as time goes on. In red zone drill, Tyrod hit Garrett for a quick 5. Nearly impossible to stop. I think Sauce Gardner was in on coverage. Tyrod Taylor also tried for Xavier Gibson in the end zone, overshot him a little bit, but a great route, I guess you should say, by Xavier Gibson. Another one goes up there for Lazard against Sauce, who does get the pass deflection. So that was pretty cool to see. And then the second fumbled handoff between Tyrod Taylor and a running back. So again, not bad, but want to see these guys continue to develop, especially with Aaron Rodgers not there. Let me know what you guys think. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next Jets update. Peace.